Hi, I'm Thuli Magubane, and welcome to The Success Rate, where we talk about people's journey to success. Our byline says there's no such thing as an overnight success. It's always a journey up the summit, and people only find out about people when they're at the top of their game. Today, we're going to talk about one individual's journey. I would call him a PR savant. He is a lover of fashion, always looking immaculate. He's also a co-founder of South Africa's Fashion Awards. He's worked across different industries, whether it's beauty, it's fashion, FCMG, and broadcasting itself. He's worked in the industry for over 20 years. So when they talk about PR, this is the man to go to. He's not just a popular guy. He calls himself the chairman of entertainment operations, CEO. And he's going to tell us more about his journey, how he got started in PR, and of course, some of the challenges he's had along the way. Simphiwe, welcome.
Thank you so much, Thuli, for having me.
It's a pleasure.
To be here.
It's a pleasure having you.
Thank
So
you.
we're going to start off with a light-hearted question. You
Right.
know, you meet a lot of celebrities. Have you ever been starstruck?
Strange enough, I've never been that person. I
Really?
think that's why I've always been. I'm a manager.
Yes.
I manage celebrities. Instead, when I meet these stars, I always look at what is it that I could do to contribute or rather enhance their brand to grow further.
Yes.
So hence, I say I've never really been someone who's starstruck.
Okay. So there was never any individual that you met and you're like, oh my God, I'm finally meeting them.
Well, there are those individuals.
Yeah.
Obviously, one thing I could tell myself, what is it that I could learn
From that individual.
from that individual?
Okay.
So I've always been like that.
Okay.
So I met so and so, and I learned 1, 2, 3, 4. How did they make it? What is
Yes.
it that they? So I always go back to their brand and their brand ethos,
Yes.
and take some of the things there, perhaps even use it to help other personalities or even the clients I work with.
Okay.
Yes.
So there was a time where PR was popular. I remember, I think when I was younger, PR was like a popular thing. People were studying PR. When you ask people what are they studying, they're doing PR. Was that during your time or was that after you had started?
Funny enough, I'll tell you what. Mina, I went to study nursing, in health sciences
Yes.
at the time. I did my first and second year, but obviously I was struggling. I always loved dressing up. And I remember even in high school, my teachers used to say I was going to become a fashion designer.
Yes.
But I didn't see it coming. Then I went for my first year, second year, and my mom was like, actually, even my sister, who Bonsiwa, was like, Simphiwe, you are a fashion person. I
Yes.
think go and study fashion. That's where you will be.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I went in 2000, I went to study fashion. At the time, we Vets Tech.
I
Now the
remember,
quality,
yes.
Lorna, the Vets Tech, Lorna,
Auckland Park?
no.
Not the
Elof
Auckland Park.
Street.
Oh,
Elof was
Street.
fashion and graphic design.
I see, okay.
Yes, so I studied there. And while I was studying, so I was very clear. I mean, I was very intentional. If I'm going to study fashion, or if I'm going to be a fashion designer, I'm not just going to be any ordinary fashion designer. I need to be one of the best
Okay.
in the game. So in order for me to be there, I had to make sure I was in the right place at the right time with the right
true.
people. So what then I did, while I was doing my first year at TWR, I met with Dion Chang, who then introduced me to SA Fashion Week, because we
Yes.
always got told about Dion Chang being the fashion guru at Skolweni, and I was like, okay, I think
I need to meet him.
I need to meet this Dion Chang.
Yes.
There's a lot he needs to share. There's a lot he needs to groom me, pretty much. Okay. Met Dion. Dion was like, okay, you can come to SA Fashion Week, but we don't have money. But who said anything about money? Because one thing, if I'm a student, and I'm doing my first year this side, ngapha ngiyasebenza doing my internship, I'll have a year.
Yes.
When I do my second year, I'll have second year
Yeah,
experience. Third year, 3 years experience. By the time I qualify, I graduate.
You've got
they're
work
looking-
experience,
Yes,
yes,
if they're
yeah.
looking, they're advertising saying they're looking for someone with 2 years or 3 years experience. I'm that candidate.
Yeah.
Straight from college, because I have that
That experience.
that
yeah.
experience. So that's what pretty much happened to me.
Okay.
EPR actually bumped me by accident.
But
I
you
always say
stumbled.
that.
Yeah.
I literally stumbled on it.
Yes.
Because while I was working at SA Fashion Week,
Because that's what I was going to ask you, whether whether you purposefully wanted to be, or you stumbled upon
I
it.
did not even know that, but I'd been doing a lot of things because I was involved organizing my own beauty pageants, doing this, getting media, and I didn't know all of that was PR.
Yes.
When I was just following my passion. But anyway, long story short, after graduating from a vet tech, Ulusila says, Simphiwe, we have a job for you. They appointed me as an international media and fashion buyers liaison, which was PR.
Yes.
And then she said to me, Sim, Lucilla Boysons, the owner of SA Fashion Week, not Cheng, but Sim, you're amazing with PR. You need to study PR. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but why
Let
not?
me study PR. Yes.
Let me study PR.
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying I'm good with it.
Yes.
And then I went to Eprisa. Eprisa, they had a Ilona Bebebiza. So they called it we studied under Provox because
Okay.
Eprisa is
It's the body. Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
it's a governing body for PR and comms
Yes.
specialists. But then when you study EPR from them, there's Elon. They changed it to Provox.
I
So that's
see.
where I studied public relations management. As they say, the rest is history.
History. So I'm just interested, what's your definition of PR? Because, I work with entrepreneurs a lot, and people are always talking about, I need to market my business and advertising, whatever, and PR. And I think maybe it's something that a lot of entrepreneurs don't really understand. So from your view, what is PR, and how can small business owners improve their PR?
So what is EPR? EPR is a strategic communication process that builds mutually beneficial relationships of an organization and its publics.
Okay.
What do I mean by that? EPR is a persuasion business. You're constantly trying to convince an audience in this building, in the office, in the town, maybe a Sentin, or even outside your usual sphere of influence, talking about the success rate, about launching this product, this brand, talking about your achievements, all of that. That is
yes, yeah.
PR.
And how do small business owners use PR to their advantage?
Look, PR is quite critical because if you don't use PR, how would the public know
yes.
about your services, your product offerings, what you do, and you know? So it's PR. And remember, PR specialists are like storytellers. They create narratives to advance whatever agenda of that specific client or brand they're dealing with. So PR is very, very important. And I always say to people, but oh no, PR is dying. PR will never die. Because it's us, it's PR that creates all those narratives, the agendas, the themes, everything that you even see in social media is always driven by PR.
And how has social media actually improved? I think it has improved PR.
It has.
Yeah.
It has because, remember, social media is just one of the vehicles that PR uses to push our narratives. Obviously, Tina, we use why do I say that? PR, we use PR to enhance the brand, to protect the brand, to increase the awareness around the brand. So we're using, obviously, the traditional media, social media, your own created media platforms, like, for instance, the success rate, to push your message and the narrative across. So PR is needed 24/7.
And you've been in the industry for a long time.
Correct.
And I think everyone knows Simphiwe. If you're in PR, you know Simphiwe. So would you consider yourself successful?
Look, what is success?
Yeah.
So for me, I consider achieving small to large milestone towards a goal,
Yeah.
a success.
Okay.
Yabo.
Yeah.
So at this rate, yes, I've managed to. I've worked on a whole lot of amazing projects, from startup to right to
Big brands.
to big brands.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've worked with people from when they were not known, right, until they became like big. You know, I've
Yes.
got a lot of names that I've worked with, and that I gave me the opportunity to be able to explore my talent and show my creativity on.
Okay. So you say that it's incremental for you. Success is incremental. And the myth, what's the biggest myth?
The biggest myth about success, ukuthi, following your passion is enough.
Okay.
Unfortunately, passion alone isn't.
Yeah.
It definitely isn't. If you will need if you really need to take things to the next level and look at and have a 360, you need a lot of hard work and dedication. Because just following your passion, definitely
It's not enough.
hard work and dedication you need.
And it doesn't pay the bills. Passion alone
Absolutely.
does not pay the bills.
It doesn't pay bills, but if you put a lot of work and dedication, it really does. Like, for instance, Mina, what I do, I love what I do. I can even do it with my eyes closed.
Yes.
Because I love it. And guess what? The great part about it pays my bills.
Yes. Well, for me, I always advise people, follow your passion and the money will follow.
Absolutely.
And I think you can always tell if someone is doing something that they're passionate about, as opposed to someone who's just doing it just to pay the bills.
Yep.
There's a difference in the delivery, in the attitude,
Everything.
and that. So who would you say was the most instrumental person on your journey to success?
I've got quite a lot. For instance, Mama Felicia Mabuza, Subtle.
Yes.
I started, I was very young. I was one of the fans watching her show, and I became one of the viewers in her show.
Oh, so
And
you're
even-
in the studio.
I would go to the studio, and
Yeah.
even after the show, I would even stop her because
Yes.
of the most amazing inspirational things she would say. I would stop her, I would ask her after the show, so if I want to do this, what do I do? How do I, you know what I mean? She was there guiding me all the way.
Yeah.
And I remember one thing she said to me, go to Simphiwe, one thing you must learn about this industry, ungajahi imali. Don't chase
Money. Yes.
There will be time where money will be chasing you. What you need to do is focus on your craft, hone your skills, and make your mark.
True.
Money will then follow you. And I did exactly that.
Very sound advice from her. And money, so how do you relate to money? What's your relationship with money like?
I love money.
Does money love you?
Money loves me too. So I can tell you what, money is a tool. Money can take you anywhere you wish,
Yeah.
but it will never replace you as the driver.
True.
And I always say a good reputation is more valuable than money. Meaning, money can't buy love, but it improves your bargaining position. That is money. That's how I see money.
Okay. I like that. And then over the years, obviously we move from level to level. Is there a point in your life where you felt like, wow, I can't believe this is me? When you look at your bank account, looking at where you started from to where you were at that point. Did you have those moments?
Of course I did. And a lot of my friends and family would even say,
Of course.
There's a huge difference from back then when I used to manage Ubonang. At the time, Bonang Mateba, we started together and we
Yes.
thought we were the
Yes.
it people and we
Yes.
drove fancy cars by then. But Maupega, those pictures then and now, like, whoo. Hey, we've come a long way.
way.
And again, the exposure, I suppose,
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
with the money, the more money you have, you are now able to try and explore other things that you never did before. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, I do look at myself like,
I've
I
come
mean, go to
far.
my Instagram pictures, man.
The evidence,
The evidence is
is
there.
right, is right there. Okay, so we've introduced a new segment on the show,
Yes.
and we're calling it the Fire Five. Just 5 quick questions to get to know you a little bit better. So
Right.
don't think too much about the answers. So give the first answer that comes to mind. Okay, are you
I
ready?
am ready.
You were born ready.
Yes.
Okay. So, first one, if you had a superpower, what would you choose? Either to teleport or to read people's minds?
Read people's minds.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. If you had one color to wear for the rest of your life, would it be gray or neon pink?
Great.
Okay. Going on holiday, would you choose Japan or China?
China. I love China.
Okay. If there's one drink that you'll never drink for the rest of your life, would it be coffee or fruit juice?
Coffee.
All right. If you had to choose a travel buddy to Las Vegas, would you choose Thuli Magubane or Simphiwe Majola?
Definitely Thuli Magubane.
Okay, why Thuli?
Maggie Matonsela and I have a long history. So we've worked together and she's been there. I mean, she's also given a lot of good sound advice
Yes.
and legal counsel. So I see her, I even call her Maggie Matonsela.
Oh, Maggie Matonsela.
Yes.
I've actually went to a function once where my name tag said Thuli Magubane instead of Thuli Magubane. The only time I knew it was me is because it had my company name.
Oi.
Otherwise, I would have thought it's not my name tag. Hi, I'm Thuli Magubane, the host of The Success Rate. If you've been enjoying The Success Rate, please make sure that you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when new episodes are loaded. Help us grow our community. Tell your friends, family, and colleagues about The Success Rate so we can make this circle bigger. So continue on our conversation about success. There's always disappointments along the way. How do you deal with disappointment?
Right. In terms of dealing with the disappointment, I always say, yes, it is important for one to address a disappointment. However, my advice is take care of yourself. Take care of you.
Yes.
So once you do that, and two, you also need to surround yourself with good, positive people. Positive vibes
Yes.
all the way.
Mm.
That's me.
And for you, how do you de-stress and take care of yourself?
There's lots. I love swimming. I love gardening out of the blue. I used to hate it growing up because they used to throw us into the garden
Without a choice, yes,
without
yeah.
a choice. But now I love it. The moment I feel I'm under the weather, I go into the garden, I start planting. And again, I think it's through COVID, buying those expensive vegetables. I
Yes.
plant those vegetables in my own garden. And it's very fulfilling for me.
I like that. And then what motivates you on a day-to-day basis? Because sometimes, as we said, we face disappointment and things don't work out our way. How do you keep going? How do you keep motivated?
Look, I always say, Mina, I don't want my name to go down the history books as a coward, as a loser. So, and I'm a very positive soul in general. So I'm that person who'll fall 8 times and wake up 9 times.
9 times. You don't give up.
I don't give up. I don't give up easily.
So people may not know that you're also an executive producer. You came up with the concept for a show called The Turning Point, where people talk about their stories, something that happened that changed the trajectory of their lives. And you worked with Urban Brew to bring the television show on board, but something happened. You guys ended up in court. What was that like? Because I think in everyone's journey, you go through those legal challenges. How did you survive and come out on top of that?
So, yeah, like you said, in fact, when Turning Point is just one of the shows. Remember, I started in the industry very young, and I
Yes.
didn't even know some of the processes and and channels to follow. Turning Point was one of the shows I worked on. About The Link. I've got a lot of shows even that are coming
Out.
up now,
Okay.
even now. With regards to Turning Point again, yes, we have a legal case against each other that's obviously is still ongoing, that we're busy trying to sort out because there were differences. So
Okay.
obviously I came up with, there was some drama basically. That obviously I won't be able to divulge more information. As like I
Yes,
mentioned,
yeah.
it's a legal, it's sub judice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is something like that, and where one found themselves. Wouldn't really say, I don't know how to put it, where you come up with an idea and then someone says the show is no longer happening, and the next moment
You see something else very
something's
similar.
very similar with an almost similar name, but with different presenters, different everything. So that was that challenge we have. But yeah, otherwise I'm very cool with
Yeah.
the Evan Proof.
And what about the emotional turmoil that one goes through when you're going through a legal battle?
No, it's very draining. I don't want to lie. And unfortunately, for something you can imagine, being a publicist, I thought something like this was something that I was going to manage very well under the radar. No one
Yes.
was going to know about it. Unfortunately, the moment your case goes to court,
Yes.
it becomes a public matter, and obviously journalists will
Pick it up, yes.
will pick it up and they run with such a story. But I don't know, lie, it was very draining emotionally and financially, because you can imagine now you have to bring in advocates
Yes.
to manage.
To go to high court and all.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it was very draining, both physically, mentally, and financially.
And I think it's common within the creative industry and in the arts, where people talk about having their ideas stolen, so to say. What advice would you give to young people who are young creatives, want to get into the industry? How does one protect the intellectual property?
Can I tell you what? I know in most cases we get too excited about an idea. You just want to run with it. You just want to take it to Thuli without having followed proper processes. For instance, registering Ilokunjane, the IP
Yes.
with Abosi Pro, get everything. Just follow all those processes.
Yes, yeah.
Then, and like safeguarding the IP,
yeah,
and
yes.
then you can go with it. And again, I learned one thing, Guti, when you have something like that, let people sign contracts.
True.
Let's sign contracts. Let's understand, when someone brings you a contract, you are not a legal expert.
yes, yeah.
Invest in money. Get someone who's got a legal background. Even yes, they're going to charge you money, but send it to them. Let them read through it and then sign.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, doing everything yourself, that's why we end up, because you think, oh no, I understand, I know everything, I'll just, you literally skim through, put your
But
signature.
sometimes we also get excited when we get those opportunities and you get the contract that you don't
Absolutely.
spend enough time reading it.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's the excitement.
Yeah.
So what I'm now trying to tell to my younger brothers and sisters, not to do that. Good. Yes, be excited, but put
Yeah.
the excitement on the side and
Side.
focus on the reality.
True.
Because outside from this excitement, things will happen.
Okay, and obviously you're always well put together, well dressed, and you said you love fashion. So what does fashion, or how you look, how does that contribute to your success?
Outside from Gucci, I always say, I hear people watching it. Yeah, I'm a fashion graduate.
Yeah.
One. There's a saying we use, Gucci, dressing is a symbol of status and a promise of delivery. The moment you walk in,
Yes.
people would have formulated an opinion about you. So if you're coming in to pitch for a business and you look like you want to borrow money from the bank, you are definitely not going to get that business.
Yes, yeah.
So image is everything. It's part of the packaging, even when you do a personal branding. Yes, no matter how great you are with your talent, your skills, your gifts, you need to sum it up
Yeah.
using Ilona, your image, your look.
Advice for people who are trying to put together their image and their brand. What advice would you give?
In terms of image, get a stylist. Get someone, a professional in that industry, to give you tips and advice. And obviously, once they've done that, you put your own spice to it. In terms of PR, and speak to a branding specialist, a brand specialist, a PR specialist, communications specialist to
Yes.
package you, to put that together for you. Because truly, the truth of the matter is you cannot be everything.
True.
You are good as Ilana, a talent, you're good at what you do. Focus on that and let your team take care of the rest.
Simphiwe, as we wrap up, what advice would you give to a young person who wants to have a successful career in PR?
So one, like I said, they need to be passionate about the industry. They need to be well researched about the industry. They need to understand that PR is not peaches and roses, and it's not about. It's not about peaches and roses. Again, they always think because you're in PR, you're going to be rich and famous. There's a lot of hard work and sweat. They need to be creative. PR is a service, is all about service delivery.
Yes.
You don't deliver, you're out. So you're always, and again, you need to have your pulse on your hand on the pulse all the time. PR can be very fulfilling and
So how does one break into it? How do you get in?
again, you need to work your way from the bottom up. So the only problem with the youngsters, well, not truly now, is they'll study public relations, have a degree, a master's, and
Muntu thinks they know it all.
and then they think they know it all. They get to what you learn from school and what happens in the actual industry.
Yeah,
Two
true.
separate meetings. But the knowledge you learned from your school and helps you to apply some of the things that are happening.
Yeah.
I've had situations where youngsters come, just recently, just before Christmas, actually. There's a young boy who told me they've got a master's in public relations and they needed a job with working with me, and
Okay.
ufuna about 75,000
Ah.
rands a month. I was like, I went.
Ekala.
And I said to him, it's fine. I don't mind paying you that 75,000.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you that 10% of the 75,000. And I gave him simple work. As long as you deliver here, then
We can talk.
we can talk. He could not even achieve a simple task. I gave him the entire database, my media database, and a celebrity list. Okay, fine. Here's an invitation to send for one of the events we're working on for the awards.
Yeah.
Send the invitation to these people. Here's a press release, and I need the update. He couldn't get any responses from any of the media, none. Because why? He doesn't have the relationship with these people. Having relationships in PR is very, very, very critical.
Yes. I don't think only just PR, but in life, any business
Yeah.
to succeed.
To succeed. So now he only learned the hard way, and he came back after 2 days saying to me, actually, Sim, I understand. I thought EPR was very easy. It's not easy, because EPR is more like a science.
True.
And you need to have relations, good relations, and a black book.
And you treasure that black
And you
book.
treasure that. And my advice is you cannot afford to lose one contact from
Yeah.
that book. Instead, you need to increase
Yeah.
all day, every day, locally and internationally.
You value those contacts
Absolutely.
and that black book.
Yep. And
Maybe for
another
those who
tip-
don't know, tell them what's a black book, actually, before people are wondering. What is a black book?
So a black book is back in Minimum, we used to have
Yes,
diaries where
yeah.
you put people's numbers and everything, and you keep those numbers, those contacts, because they are very valuable, and you don't only call them Thuli when you need something.
Yeah.
You understand? You need to cultivate relationships with
That's
those
true.
people.
Yeah.
Very, very critical. Because now, if you're only going to call them when you need a PR hit, you're going to hit a brick wall. Because they'll be pushing back. It's like you're using them. However, you know what I mean? Yes.
I hear what you're saying, and I think I'm I can't remember who said this, and I think it was very valuable advice that in life and in relationships as a whole, you need to give and deposit into relationships first before you take out a withdrawal. And so people want to withdraw without having deposited in those
I
relationships.
couldn't agree more. You can't pour from an empty cup.
All right, Simphiwe, it was a pleasure having you, getting to know who Simphiwe is and the story behind Simphiwe. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much for having me, and it's been great sharing a bit of my life.
Bit of your life.
Thank
If you enjoyed the conversation with Simphiwe and you want to hear more, please make sure that you subscribe to our channel, and we're trying to grow our channel. So please tell your friends and family they must subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when new episodes are loaded. And don't forget to comment. I want to hear your thoughts on Simphiwe and, of course, your journey to success.